Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be make out or go all the way. How to tell when making out is appropriate versus going all the way to having sex so you don't risk getting rejected. And one of the things I would say is you should always presuppose. Here's the thing you gotta understand about women. It's like once you get them turned on sexually at a certain point, they'll just totally let go and submit to you and let you have your way with them. And so your goal as a man, by using the things that I teach in my book and in my videos and in my articles, is to build a woman up with sexual tension by being a challenge, by being mysterious, by being very methodical in your approach about how you go about setting definite dates and then getting off of the phone. So the only time a girl can really be with you and see you and talk to you is in person. Because you can't make a girl fall in love with you over the phone or over Facebook chat or over email or over texting. You do that in person. So your goal is to stay off the phone and only use it to arrange dates and times to get together. And just that in and of itself will add huge value to your ability to create sexual tension and cause a woman to want you sexually. Because it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And so everything that you do in the relationship, it's like, in a way, it's like, don't volunteer things that make it real easy. I'm not saying don't be a cold fish and don't ever tell a girl that you love her when she's your girlfriend, or you don't ever communicate that you want her or that you're into her. It's just you make sure that she's doing 70 to 80% of that. And so you reciprocate slowly. And so it's like you take your time. It's like, in essence, you take measured steps without just throwing everything on a silver platter to her the very first time you talk to her. Now I've got an email here from a viewer, and he says, so I have this problem. Basically what it is that I don't always know whether or not a woman wants to just make out or go all the way. You're the man, so it's your job in the interaction to drive it to where you want to go. But one thing I will say is that women will throw up resistance to you because in our society, women are worried about the slut label, and they're worried about being labeled a slut by their girlfriends. And so if you're going to seduce a woman on the first date, or the second or the third date, and she barely knows you, she's got to be able to blame the sex on you. It's got to be your fault. Because that way, when her girlfriend's like, oh my God, you slept with him? It was only the first date. How could you? It's like, well, it just kind of happened, and he was very persistent, and he just swept me off my feet. I just lost control. And I told him I was going to sleep with him. He was just persistent. So she can blame it on you. So it can be your fault. But there's a caveat, is that throughout the process, until a woman gets turned on and she's totally comfortable and totally safe, and she feels totally safe, I should say, she's going to throw resistance your way. She's going to pull back. It's like if you've got her top off and her bra off, and you start to undo her pants, she goes, whoa. She might grab her pants and rebutton her pants and put her bra on and put her shirt back on. And then you just hang out and caress her and talk to her, maybe kiss her every now and then. But the idea is after chatting for a few minutes, and you just get her to talk, then you just say, hey, bring those beautiful lips back over here. And then she comes over, and you start kissing and making out and fooling around again, and your hand goes back up the shirt, and then you undo the bra with your two fingers, and that comes off. And then, once the bra strap's off, it's easy to move your hand right back around to the front of the shirt and feel up her boobs and her nipples, and then eventually take the shirt back off, pull the bra off. And now the second time you start undoing her pants and you pull the button off and then you unzip them, she won't resist you. And then maybe when you go to pull her pants off, she even picks her butt up to make it easy for you. But then when you go to pull her panties off, she goes like, whoa, slow down, it's going a little too fast. Then you just hang out and caress her for a little while and just let her talk and ask her questions. And then 2 or 3 minutes later, just make another move and start making out with her. And then maybe, when she's got her panties on, that you just, with your thumb and you're moving up and down her thigh, you just graze the lips of her pussy and her clit with your thumb, just through her underwear. Because the idea is like you touch her, but because a lot of guys, they go right for the crotch right away. And so the idea is you work up to it. because it allows her just to feel things happening and slowly building up to it. Because women want to be in a love story. And in a love story, what happens? You get closer and closer and closer, and the whole time the tension is building. Will he call? Will he not call? Will he or won't he? Will he touch me or won't he? Will he be just like he was last time or won't he? And so it builds a tension. And so as you build a tension, the whole goal is to get her to the point where she just loses control and lets you have your way with her. And so it's taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back when you get rebuffed. And so it's like a jousting competition. You've ever seen the old jousting competition from the medieval times? It's like when she throws up resistance, you just back off, hang back for a little bit, talk, caress, hold her close to you, and just chill there together. And that communicates that you're patient, that you're willing to take your time, that you're in no rush, that you want to do things right, that you want to enjoy yourself, you want to live in the moment. And even when she throws up a little resistance, you'll back off and hang back for a few minutes, and then you'll go and you'll take another run at her. You take another joust at it, so to speak. And so the idea is that you keep making a run at it until you eventually break down her barriers and you end up inside of her. And the thing you have to keep in mind when you're seducing a woman this way is that if you got her panties off and everything and you still got your pants on, you got to remember, sex has to be your fault. And so if you've gotten her completely naked and you still got some clothes off, 99% of the time you're going to have to take your clothes off the rest of the way because you're the one that has the boner and you're the one that's going to penetrate her. That way, in her mind, psychologically, if she gets some shit from her girlfriends over the next few days about sleeping with you, she can blame it on you and say it was all your fault. And just remember that. It's got to be your fault. And so if she's naked and you still got some of your clothes on, you take your clothes off and do it yourself instead of waiting for her to do it, even though she may have taken your shirt off or taken your pants off, but just not your underwear. And so it's subtle, it's little subtle things, but they make a huge difference because a woman wants to feel when she's with you that at any time she can say no and you'll stop and you'll respect that. Because a woman's worst fear is that she's going to get herself into a situation physically to where a man overpowers her and does something to her that she's not ready to do. And so when she throws that resistance up, you hang back, just like James Bond, because why? He knows he's going to be fucking her at the end of the night, so it's like take your time and be patient. So that's a mindset you want to have. And so the thing is that I would just say that from your email here, you just pushed too far, too fast, and you're not backing up and waiting a few minutes, talking, chatting for a little bit, and then taking another run at it. He says, when she wants to go all the way, I just make out with her and then excuse myself from her home because it's late and I don't want to wear out my welcome. And then figure out later that she wanted to have sex. Always assume that women like sex just as much as us. It's just you got to get past the societal conditioning and you got to get her turned on to the point where she doesn't care and she can be able the next day to be able to point the finger at you and say it was all your fault because you're the one that put your penis inside of her. He says, or I'll try to go all the way when all she want to do is make out. He says, either way, it usually ends with her not returning my calls because she feels like I'm too pushy or because she feels like I'm a clueless idiot. How can I tell? It's an art, and you got to practice. And so, like I said, the goal of seduction is to get closer and closer to a woman until you end up inside of her. And so my advice to you is just to chill out a little bit and not be so impatient, but your goal is to gently move it there. Because I can tell what's happening is she's throwing up some resistance and you're thinking, oh, she doesn't want me to go all the way, and then you're leaving. And what she really wanted was you just to be patient and take your time and not give up so easily. But in other instances, you might have been pushing too hard, too fast, and you didn't know when to hang back and chill out and relax a little bit. Just do what I said in the video and practice this with other girls, and you'll get there. It's just a matter of wearing her down and being patient when she throws up resistance for a couple of minutes. And then after 2 or 3 minutes of chit-chatting or whatever and caressing her and telling her how beautiful her hair looks and her lips and her eyes and how beautiful her breasts are and how gorgeous her ass is and how beautiful her tan skin is or whatever it is you like about her. And then you just say, just bring those lips over here. And then you start kissing, making out, fooling around, let the hands wander again. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back until eventually you're inside of her. It's all you got to do. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, Click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen to send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, there's a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device already, you can download one of their free e-reader apps by clicking the button on the right-hand side to download an app for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information that I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation by going to my website, and on the Wivia toolbar, which will be at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.